I went through a divorce and I was staying with a friend because I didn't have a place to stay.
Little pieces of paper, little flimsy pieces of paper can break and end something that's so strong.
As a single mom, would you say that having a daughter has made your dating life?
Imagine destroying your family just to end up being homeless in the end. How sad.
I left my boyfriend and I've been traveling for 10 days and I've slept with 22 people in that 10 days.
Okay, I turned 40 this year and I've never been in love. I've never been in a relationship.
I was required to take all of the debt in my divorce.
I really wonder what possesses them to leave. There's never a backup plan ahead. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
Little pieces of paper, little flimsy pieces of paper can break and end something that's so strong in somebody's heart. It's hard. I'll get through, but I'm sharing my journey with you guys, just so you know that you're not alone and you guys make me feel not alone.
After I gave him the ultimatum, he just looked at me in my face and was like, if you feel like you need to move, move. And so we went through 3 months of like chicken, where I had no friends in Vegas, no family in Vegas. I just really blurted that out. I did not mean it. I had no intention. I had no job. I had nothing. I had no plans on moving to Vegas. I thought I was going to force this man to propose to me. For 3 months, he was like, do what you got to do. You want to move, move. So the last day I was putting my stuff in the car, he came over and helped me put my stuff in the car, and we putting stuff in the trunk, and I just started crying. I'm like, you really gonna let me leave? He looked at me and he said, have a safe trip.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's here with me! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Once you give an ultimatum, that's usually the end of any relationship. Helping her pack is crazy. He was waiting for her to leave. That's me. Don't give an ultimatum. The petty in me will do the opposite just because. I've always said this. If they are willing to leave you if you don't marry them, they don't want you. The marriage isn't going to work anyway if you're trying to force someone to marry you. Everyone has their time coming, and that man just wasn't ready. She thought she could force him into marriage, but that man had no problem removing the headaches in his life.
Get out of my life! Now!
I think about cheating on my husband every 5 minutes. I haven't done it yet. Not because I'm a good person, only because no worthy opportunity has presented itself.
Why is that so funny?
I'm so fucking tired of being alone. I'm so tired of trying to find love on him. I want to be somebody girlfriend, somebody wife, somebody something. I deserve to fucking be happy too. Why the fuck can't I be happy?
Loneliness works differently in everyone. You can even feel lonely with a group of friends or the person you're dating. It's really an emotional connection we crave when we feel that way.
Swear to God, if a man even utters a single word to me ever again in my entire life, I'll fucking smash them in the fucking face. Don't speak to me! Go away! Go away! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Leave me to live my life in peace! Bye! I can't. No man ever speaks to me ever again.
Another one who's mad because things didn't work out. If it's not meant to be, just let it go. Now let's look at this woman who divorced her husband and ended up homeless as a result.
I went through a divorce and I was staying with a friend because I didn't have a place to stay. And that was 4 months ago that I've been staying there, and I no longer have a place to stay, and I've been looking for a while. Some of you know and some of you don't that I have a lot of medical issues. I've had 33 surgeries, so I desperately need to keep my insurance. Anyways, yeah, I'm not asking for money. I'm not one of those people. I don't ask for help. I'm ridiculously stubborn. Ridiculously stubborn. I think I'm just trying to figure out if anyone has advice or guidance on what you do in this situation.
Honestly speaking, that is something she should have done before initiating the divorce. She should have thought, what am I going to do when I leave my husband, knowing I don't have anywhere to go? This lack of thinking is what led her here.
Because I'm literally homeless at this moment. Yeah, I'm looking in different cities, states, yeah.
So after I cheated on my husband, I gave him a hall pass. But here's the reason why I did that. Is because I didn't want to take the responsibility of getting rid of all demons that I opened up my marriage to. And usually this is what people do when they cheat. They want their spouse to cheat on them back. So it would give them a reason to feel better in some way. But let me tell you, that's the wrong way to do it. It's the wrong way to go about it, because at the end of the day, you make matters worse.
And even though I knew that that option was put forth in front of me, I knew that wasn't the right choice.
Yeah.
That's not the way that we try to rebuild a marriage. If you want to stay in a marriage that's still on a downfall and just ride it out downhill, that's up to you if you want to make that choice. But I was not about to make that same choice if I know I also have another option of getting back in the face of God, praying for my marriage, praying for my wife, and trying to do the things and correct the wrongs that we had that led us into that position.
This is complete bullshit. Just like this woman says right here, we are far gone. Before cheating on her husband, why didn't she have that thought process? One thing to keep in mind is that once another man conquers your woman, that woman is no longer yours. She knew exactly the type of pain it would cause this man. For a man, trust is everything. He will never see her the same again. Now this is her response to a comment from another woman who also cheated on her husband.
So I just read your comments, and I want to say that this is very similar to what happened to my husband and I. A lot of people underestimate what neglection actually does to a marriage. It's no excuse, but it's truth. Like for my husband and I had major in-law issues, and I felt completely rejected, and I just wanted out. And just like you, after cheating, I told my husband, and we worked things out. It was not an easy road at all, and I broke him. Cheating breaks people, but only Jesus can mend a broken heart, a broken covenant, a broken relationship. And our marriage is living proof and points straight to Jesus. God bless you. Thank you so much for sharing.
Now I understand being neglected, but I don't understand the cheating. Just how she informed her husband about the cheating. Did she sat her man down and talk to him about how she was feeling neglected? Everyone always says communication is key, but when it's time to communicate, no one does it. That man is truly a simp in my eyes. He didn't have it in him to walk away. He didn't respect himself enough.
As a single mom, would you say that having a daughter has made your dating life harder?
Oh, absolutely. Not everyone wants to be a stepdad. And so that circles back to the question, why am I single? Is probably because of that.
So why are men less likely to want to take on another woman's child that isn't their own?
It's a whole nother responsibility that they didn't sign up for.
So do you think you have a better chance dating a guy who also has a child of his own?
Yeah, I think they're more open-minded, but I'm on the same boat where I also don't want to take on the responsibility of another kid. So I understand it. That's why I'm not upset about it.
So for your future partner, how would you want his relationship to be with your baby daddy?
Accepting, friendly, and civil.
Should you all be able to go out and get lunch together if need be?
I wouldn't want that for myself, but I wouldn't want constantly having to go and hear about fights and break them up.
That is correct. I've said it, and I will say it again. No man wants to continue another man's saved game when he can start his own from scratch.
Jenny, how old are you, honey?
I'm 34.
34. What you do for a living?
I'm a nurse.
Nurse. You have any kids?
I have a 2-year-old son.
Okay, why you not with the dad?
I was a house. He wanted me to be a housewife when we first met, and I decided to kind of change and wanted a career, and he didn't want that for me, so he gave me an ultimatum, and it's to stay at home and be a housewife or leave and have a career. So I left.
Girl, we want to smack you in the face right now. So let me ask you this. Was he paying all the bills?
He was.
So, and did you, when you guys got married, that was the plan?
Yes.
So basically, you had him, your husband. He was your husband?
Mm-hmm.
So he was your husband?
Yes.
You guys had a family?
Yes.
You agreed to be a stay-at-home
yes.
mom. What made you want to get a job?
When I had to constantly ask for a couple of dollars to do stuff, when it was, no, I can't do certain things that I wanted, when it was, no, we don't have enough money to do activities because, one income. And I'm like, well, this is not the lifestyle that I want to live. Like, I just don't want to sit at home and fold clothes and not actually date and have the extra money to do stuff. Like, I just didn't want to fold clothes all day long. I'm sorry.
Remember, the buyer can give rules for what he wants to purchase. You have the choice to decline the offer. She agreed to all that stuff and backed out after she didn't want to do it anymore. But I expect women to think irrationally, especially when it comes to topics on women behavior. I don't see not one woman on here commenting on this part. This is the part they go deaf on. She wanted the wedding, not the marriage. She knew all that before. Sounds like she just wanted a different man. That's always her reason. Women nowadays don't have a faithful bone in their body. This woman was in a position where most women would love to be. But she went and destroyed her marriage because she wanted to get a job. She knew all the rules before she got married, but when she no longer wanted to deal with him, she wanted out. Like he said, she wanted the wedding, not the marriage.
Well, when you're like super desperate and maybe you don't know, but you're looking at apartments or cars, whatever it is, and you see one and you're like, you try to picture your life in there and you think, this is really, really terrible, but maybe I can make it work. I just did that. I thought, maybe I can make this work. And I go outside of it, and there's someone who works there. And I asked her, I was like, can you please just tell me honestly how safe this place is? Because it's definitely in a bad area. And she looked at me and kind of looked around and she said, honey, you're too pretty to live here. You'll get hurt. Problem is, I can't afford the places I won't get hurt. I'm beginning to get down. I don't want to get down. I've always been told that I have, people love me for my energy. People want me around because I have great energy. People fall in love with my energy. They always talk about my light, which is funny. And I'm just looking for light now. I don't know where it is.
I honestly don't wish this on anyone, but this woman broke a happy home because of her selfishness, and this is the consequences. Marriage today is base of happiness and not commitment, and that's what's wrong with it. That's why most men today won't be getting married, but there's someone out there for everyone. Stay safe.
Want to know how I keep my man happy? I let him play with my mom.
My guess is that mom can't find a husband because she's hit the wall, or this type of thing is her type of thing.
I left my boyfriend and I've been traveling for 10 days and I've slept with 22 people in that 10 days.
What did you say?
My goal was 20 and I just hit 22 this morning. It's 1 p.m. now here in Paris and I need to check out because I'm going home. I really doubt I'm going to get another one on the board, either on the plane or like on my layover. So I think 22 is where we're going to cap it out. But how did I go?
This woman traveled to another country just to accomplish her body count goals, and as she was leaving, she still wanted more. This is what men have to work hard for today. Guess 22 wasn't enough.
I want some more. Someone tell me why I keep seeing all these people on TikTok talking about dating multiple people at one time. I'm running a business, raising 2 kids alone, and going to college full-time. Who has time to date like it's a full-time job? Besides that, how can you spread yourself over 4 to 5 people and create any kind of meaningful relationship? I suppose if you weren't looking for that, that would work. But I would think most women in their 40s are not looking to spread themselves that thin. To me, if you pick one person, you see them when time permits, and if a red flag pops up, you start with someone different. Makes much more sense. That other tactic sounds exhausting. No thank you.
It's not exhausting to them because to them it's like a thrill, some kind of drug they can't live without. They enjoy toying with different people's hearts at the same time.
Okay, I turned 40 this year and I've never been in love. I've never been in a relationship and I've had no one ever ask me out on a date. And sharing that is really shameful for me because I can remember being in my early 20s and being with a group of new friends that I didn't know very well and them all talking about like their first kiss and dates that they've been on and thinking about how to pretend or lie that I've had experiences that I've never had. I'm so grateful for TikTok because I've seen other people talk about this and it has helped me feel less alone because I truly felt like there was something legitimately deeply wrong with me for my lack of experience. And I knew that most of that, especially in like my teenage years when I was in the late 90s, early 20s, was because I was fat. And I felt like if only I could lose weight, then maybe somebody would love me and maybe somebody would think I was desirable or worth it.
Single for 40 years? Seriously, that's honestly pretty crazy. If she ever planned on having a family, the chances of her finding a husband is pretty low, especially today. We can all say thanks to feminism for that. I refuse to believe that in her 40 years of living, not one man has ever come to her and asked her out. She's making seem like she's a virgin. I wonder the type of response I would get if I were to ask.
I'm not alone because of you guys. I have replaced my family with TikTok.
I don't know what I'm doing anymore. You've got a second chance, you could go home.
Okay, this video is going to be more of like a rant and just like probably a little bit TMI, but my divorce girlies are going to know what I'm talking about. So when I was married for 13 years and I like 100% supported my ex-husband in like the startup of his business. Like I created his LLC. I did all of these things. I pushed him to go to his taxidermy school. I made sure that he had a business. I picked the start date. I made the Facebook page. I did all of the things for him. And in the background, I was building my own business and working full time. Fast forward several years later and we decided to get a divorce. Things just didn't work out. The why doesn't matter, but what does matter and what I'm really struggling with right now, and I'm sure that I'm not alone, is that I was the breadwinner, right? He was a small business owner, so tax returns, write-offs, all the things. And I worked full-time, W-2, making over 6 figures a year. So when it came down to time for our divorce, even though the reasons of the divorce were not my fault fully, no, I shouldn't say that. I'm just as much to be held accountable for the divorce as him. Anyways, because I made the majority of the money on paper, I was required to take all of the debt in my divorce or pay him alimony or child support. And quite frankly, you got me f***ed up. because ain't no motherfucker. So I willingly took all of the debt and 100% am supposed to pay for all of the kids' activities and all of the things, which I do. And like literally everybody in my life told me not to do that. And I thought, it's fine. I've got it. I'll be able to handle it. Everything's fine. I'm going to be able to do it. And here we are like 2 years out and I'm literally drowning. I quit my job to take my business full-time last year, and it was really not, I didn't really want to quit. I really wasn't financially ready to quit, but I had missed so much work because my oldest son had, you know, been hospitalized for his mental health a couple times, and then my daughter with her diabetes, and I was a sales commission job, so my customer service score was dropping. So it was like a mutually agreeable, like, okay, we're going to see you later type deal with my full-time job. And I am just like, I'm drowning in debt. And like, I get calls every single day. Like, hey, you owe us this money, and hey, you owe us this money. And I'm like literally just trying to pay my rent. And I'm not asking for anything unless you like want to join my coaching programs. Like that would be great. But like, I'm not asking for you to like Venmo me money. I'm venting because I'm so frustrated because it's like life's not fair. And I know that. And I'm not going to like sit in victim mentality, but like it should not be this hard to live in this country. And I'm drowning and I'm not the only one, and I gotta go to my daughter's basketball tournament. Okay, bye.
We decided to get a divorce. The why doesn't really matter. Translation: I left the marriage thinking I could do better out there. Did anybody else pretty much just laugh through this rant? I know it's unfair and all, but it's great to see equality and feminism work out. Haha. Been there, done that. It cost me 250Ks and 7 years of additional alimony. Welcome to a man's reality. We decided. My ex-wife said the same thing. I didn't get to decide shit. Now I see the divorce was the greatest birthday gift she ever got. Well, welcome to our world. My 20-year devotion to my marriage ended in me taking all the debts, losing my home and half of a life retirement. Stopped caring at the why doesn't matter translates to I wanted the divorce because I felt I could do better, and it's my fault but won't say it. As you've just heard, this woman said the why doesn't matter in why they got a divorce. Most likely we're all thinking the same thing. She most definitely initiated the divorce thinking the grass was greener on the other side, and now she's complaining because her plan failed. Congrats.
Open the door.
Can I help you?
Open my door.
For what?
Because you're a man.
And you said you're a strong, independent woman, so you can't even open the door for yourself?
Okay.
What?
Remember that tonight.
All right. I got you.
No,
I got you.
Good.
Simp, here are 3 reasons why you should not date a single mom. Reason number 1, sooner or later, she's gonna expect you to take care of her child's needs. No, you're not doing another man's job. 2, if that child's acting like a little gremlin, you're not gonna be able to discipline him the way you want.
So hi, I'm actually a single mom that went on a date with that guy a couple years ago, like a few days before he posted this video. And I just have a few things to say. If you don't want to date a single mom, that's totally fine. That's like a personal thing, no problem. But like, why do you have to put down everybody to do so? I mean, that just kind of shows like your lack of self-confidence. And the whole page is about how not to be a simp. But I mean, like, you're talking about how a single mom's going to want you to help financially eventually, yet you still live with your parents and the single mom is carrying everything of hers on her own financially. So what help would you be? There's going to be a part 2.
If you're going to advise other men on who and who not to date, make sure you are doing the same. But I understand what he's saying. And to answer her question, there's just no benefits in it for a man who dates a single mom. And no, it's not about self-confidence. It's just entering a losing battle.